Hello everyone, welcome to another Power BI tutorial. In this tutorial, you will learn how to perform exploratory data analysis on the online retail data set. In the online retail data set, we will create two dashboards. One is the sales overview dashboard, one is the customer analysis dashboard, and we will link them with navigation buttons. Then using Power BI report server, we will publish them to our report server, and on the report server you will be able to see navigation in action. So total revenue generated, total transactions, total number of customers, sum of revenue by month, average revenue by top 5 countries, top 15 products by total revenue, what are they, average revenue by quarter and country. You will also be able to filter the data as per country. You will be able to see multiple countries. You will be able to select them and analyze them. So this is all you are going to learn in the first part. Then you have the customer analysis dashboard also, where you will see country-wise customer count, top 15 customers by total revenue. So this is something that we are going to learn in this part, how to create this navigation, how to publish your report. Everything will be taught to you in detail. Let's get started. So the data set that is used in this project is called the Tata Online Retail Dataset on Kaggle, which is suitable for data visualization, empowering businesses, effective insights, etc. And the online retail store has hired you as a consultant to analyze their data and provide insight to the CEO and CMO. So they have explained the purpose of this, and this can be done. This dataset can be used for revenue analysis, marketing effectiveness, demographic insights, top performing categories, geographic insights, customer segmentation, marketing strategies, future growth, etc. It's a great data set for beginners. Here in the data set, the columns that we have is invoice number, stock code, we have description of product, quantity, invoice date, etc. We have some demographical values also. So first of all, from here you can download the data set. It will give you a zip file, and when you will extract the zip file, it will give you the CSV file. So here we have invoice number, stock code, description of the product, quantity sold, invoice date, quantity at what unit price. Then you have customer ID and country origin or customer country. So UK, France, etc. Different type of countries are there, Australia. So now we will analyze this data by loading it into different BI tools that we want. To begin exploratory data analysis on this data, we will open our Power BI. So we'll open the Power BI app that is optimized for report server, and because it's a CSV file, we will simply load the CSV file here from get data connect text CSV. Make sure your first row is not showing column, instead it is showing the proper column name. Now let's load the data. Now in our online retail data set that has these columns, here are some Power BI dashboard ideas. So we can create a sales overview dashboard. In Let's start with these dashboards. So we will create two or three different dashboards, and then we will see how to use navigations to navigate, give buttons that can help the users in navigating to different versions. Now first of all, we will use our text here and call it sales overview dashboard, and just align it to full width, align the text to center, and use the font sizes 28, make it bold. From view you can choose a particular type of palette. Let's select this one. You can select any one, and here we are going to go to effect, use a color, white color, and for our font we are going to select, let's say, this color. So this is going to be our sales overview dashboard. And in our sales overview dashboard, I have already given some dashboard ideas here. So first let's calculate the total revenue. Obviously that in the data set the quantity is given as, let's rename it to retail so that it is easier for us to use in DAX queries. So in the data set, invoice number stock code is given. So sales quantity is given, right? Like in this invoice, what is the quantity? What is the unit price? So for that, what we will do, we will go into modeling tab, create a new measure here, and let's call it total sales or revenue, whatever you want to call it. And here we are going to select two columns. So we will use sum and sum of quantity multiplied by, so this is an operator, and from revenue itself we will select our retail quantity into, and now you can see unit price is not available. So in order to find that particular sales, I will just go to modeling once again, create a new column. So we are creating a calculated column here and calling it revenue. Okay, it will give us row wise revenue. So because in every row we have quantity and unit price. So we will write unit price multiplied by total quantity. So for every row we will get revenue, and now when you will go into table you will see revenue. For every row you will see that revenue, and finally when you will do a sum of this revenue, then you will be able to see total revenue. So here we are going to use a card, and in the card we will just drag revenue. It will show total revenue, which is 9.7 million. And here we will go to format your visual. So this is build visual, format your visual, and here in category label we can make it bold, increase its size, right, so that it is properly visible. Call out value size can be reduced a little bit. Let's keep it 40. We can make this also bold, and you can go to general tab, effects, and choose a white background color and choose a simple shadow. So this is sum of revenue. We can also call it total revenue. So here you will just rename it for this visual as total revenue. So remember, whenever in the data set your revenue is given in two different columns like unit price and sales value, so you can multiply it. So here unit price, unit, that means price of one unit, and number of quantities sold is given. Okay, so that is something that you can keep in mind, and we can make it bold. And for our call out value we can choose a font color same as above. So this is total revenue. Now the second element that we are going to bring is total transactions. For total transactions we have to find count of unique invoices, right? So in every sale there is a unique invoice number, right? Unique invoice number. So we will copy this because we are building simple, dashboard here, simple cards here, and here what we are, either you can simply write invoice number here and use the count function. Okay, this is 541.91k count of invoice number. So we will simply call it total transactions. Okay, so we will just go and rename for this visual as total transactions. Here Power BI automatically selects the unit to display the value. So you can also go and show in thousand, which is the selected value, or million, or billion which will show 0, or auto, or none which will show you exact number of transactions. So whatever is your preferred value you can show. We will select this, and we will not use the decimal places, right? So it will give you approximate total number of transactions 542k. Now we also have n number of customers. So let's see what is that n number of customers. For every customer we have a customer ID. Okay. So obviously there are some blank values also, but there are some n number of customer IDs. So we will see, for finding out unique values, you can go here and you can go to customer, select customer ID here. Here you will use count distinct. If you will not use count distinct, it will show you total number of customer IDs, right? Where customer ID is non-blank. But when you will use count distinct, so it will show you total number of customer ID. We can also go to modeling. We can go to create new measure. And if you will write distinct here, right? So here you will see distinct count, and this is distinct count no blank. Count the number of distinct values in a column, right? So distinct count no blank. So we will say distinct count of no blank customer ID. Let's see. So customers, hashtag customers, count of customers. Let's write this. So this will create a value for us. We will try to now use this field. Okay. This is also showing the same thing. So that's why the calculation is correct. And rename for this visual as customers count. Okay. Or simply total customers. So we will simply arrange them. And now next thing we have to see is revenue by country. And as per suggestion, we can create bar chart or map visualization showing revenue distribution. So let's see how to do it with bar chart. So first of all, select a stacked column chart or bar chart here and use it. Let's use this much width, because we are going to create multiple dashboards, so we can use or utilize the area here. Here in x-axis, we are going to bring the country name, and on y-axis, we are going to bring the revenue column that we created. So this is showing us a simple data that in United Kingdom, we have the sum of revenue is maximum. Then we have Netherlands, then we have IRE, Germany, France, etc. EIRE. So this way you have sum of revenue by country, and obviously here we have maximum revenue in one country. If you want to see average revenue per country, so you can also go and select average. So this will create an average. In sum, you have, detail of the entire data, but in average, it will be based on number of orders from each country. So on an average, what is the revenue value? So this is average of revenue by country. We will go to chart, and in general, first of all, we will make the title bold. Title color, we will keep it as that dark color. In fact, I will select this color, and which represents the above title. Size, we will make it to center, align it to center. We will also go to effect and use light background, enable shadow. So this is average of revenue by country. Let's say we want to select top 5 countries by revenue or something. So for that, we have a filter here. Here it is showing all countries. So Here average of revenue is all, country is all. Here in basic filtering, we will go to top n, show top 5, and then we will drag our calculated column revenue. Instead of sum of revenue, we will use average and apply. So these are the top 5 countries by revenue. Average of revenue by country, and we will simply write top 5. Mm. So you can see as per the data, total revenue in UK is maximum, but on an average revenue, an average order value from Netherlands will be more. Next, we can also show daily sales trends. That is the line chart of revenue over time. So, for example, we have a line chart here, and in the line chart, what we can show here, we can put on x-axis, we can put the invoice date. When you will put invoice date, you will have year, quarter, month, and day. Okay, and then on y-axis, you can select sum of revenue or average revenue, whatever you prefer. So here we will simply drag revenue. Okay, so because we have data of 2010 and 2011 here, so it will show you a straight line like this. But what we can do here, we can show the data over month or day or year, etc. You can also click here and drill down like quarterly data, monthly data, okay, whatever you want to show. And we will simply copy this format painter and select this is sum of revenue by month. And if you want to show sum of revenue by quarter, you can also show that. So for that, obviously you can use one graph if you want to make it interactive. But what we can do here, let's create a copy of this. And so we have a simple copy, and in this copy what we are going to do, we will remove year, month, and day from here. So we will be left with quarter, and here we will remove day, month, not month, sorry, day, quarter, and year. So we will be left with one. So this way you can show, and you can see it is automatically dynamically changing the title also, sum of revenue by month and sum of revenue by quarter. So let's put them in one row here. So I will pause the video and adjust their width. And here we have average of revenue by quarter and country. So what we have done here, on y-axis we have simply changed it to average, and on legend we have selected country. So when you will select legend, you know, on legend whatever you will put, if you will put a categorical field, so it will create those many colors for you, where you can see in Netherlands we have 124.29 average value in quarter 3, in quarter 1, etc. And from here when you will use any country as a filter, so you will be able to see that country's performance. So let's bring some filters here also. So in order to create those kind of filters, what you can do, you can use a simple slicer here, not here. So we will simply click on the slicer and we'll bring the slicer over here because we have a space in the footer. You can also bring the slicer on top, whatever is your preference. And here we will bring the field, that is country, as a slicer, and we will simply first of all copy the format painter to format the same styling, and we will go to slicer setting, and we will select, instead of vertical list, we will select a drop down list. So we will have these values, and we will go to value section and increase the value size to around 20. So because we have a lot of space here, we can select that and we can reduce it. So this is country, and now we also have header here. So slicer header size we will increase and make it bold, right? So we have the country name here, and let's say we want to see performance of Czech Republic. So you will be able to see average sales, sum of revenue by month, average of revenue by quarter. Everything can be selected from here. Ire here is Ireland, the native name for Ireland. So you can select. You can also select two or three countries here, right? Then you will be able to see their performance. So this is how you can do multiple selections and you can clear them. Now all of them are selected, and for displaying this type of value where we have five values, we can also select a stacked area chart, right? So this is average of revenue by quarter and country, and you will be able to see here we have Sweden, right? We see usually we select sum, but because in our case when we select sum of revenue, you can see we have to go to filter, and in filter we have selected by value as average of revenue. We will select sum of revenue and apply. So UK, because most of our orders are from UK, so it is way above any other country. So it's your choice whether you want to display sum or you want to display average. But I'm just showing you whatever is business requirement, you can show that. Because it's a sales overview dashboard, we will also create another filter, and in this filter we will use, instead of country field, we will use the description, which is name of the product. Okay, so we will rename of this, let's call it product, and you can see for different product like 12 hanging heads, right? Ivory rose, 12 massage card. So you will see product wise average sales, total transactions, total revenue, etc. Because the total transactions here are unit is thousands. If you will say none, you will be able to see those values. In total customers also, if you will display none, right? So if your selection contains small values, you can choose that. So this is something that we can do. We have a space here, so we will simply align it to center. So we can display in this format. And here we are showing a line chart. We can also select area chart. It's your choice. So we have made some space here because we also want to show top 10 products by sale amount, right? How to do that? We will use, again, we will use the same concept as we have used here. So here you can also select a stacked bar chart or stacked column chart, whatever you prefer. And we will simply copy this, okay? And we will make some space here, because here we will select the bar chart. In bar chart, in x-axis we will put description. Instead of average of sales, we will use sum of sales. We will be able to see the product, and here we have a lot of space, so obviously we can show, let's say, top 15 or top 20 such products. So let's say 15 we want to show, right? So here country is selected. First of all, we'll remove the country, and description is all. So we will go to top n and show items, that we will select top 15. By value we will select sum of revenue, apply filter. Now we have some space here. First of all, this is not average of revenue, so we will go to title, top 15 products by total revenue. Okay, we will create this, and after creating this we will go to setting. In setting we will enable data labels. We will see in million top 10 product by revenue. So this .com, postage, Regency cake stand 3 tier, white hanging heart, Party Life, Party Bunting. All these products are our top 10 products, right? And you can see when the space is less, displaying it 0.2 million. When we have ample space, showing in 1000. Now, let's say we have to create two dashboards. One is sales overview, and another dashboard will be customer overview. So let's say customer analysis dashboard. So we'll simply rename it as customer analysis dashboard. Okay. You can simply copy everything from here and paste here. It will ask you to sync the visuals. So one or more of the copied visuals can stay in sync. We'll say no, we'll just analyze them separately. And this is going to be customer analysis dashboard. Let's say for customer analysis dashboard, we are going to choose a different type of color. Okay, let's say we'll select a green theme here. So every time we will create a chart, we will select green theme. Why I am doing this? Here we are going to insert tab and we will insert some button. Okay, here you can see we have blank bookmark navigator, page navigator. So let's select page navigator and we have these buttons. Okay, and let's select this and bring it to bottom. So it will dynamically give you two pages, like we are in sales overview and we can go to customer analysis dashboard also. Here shape is rectangular, you can select oval, parallelogram, different type of buttons are there. If we are selecting, for example, rounded rectangle, which is better, then in a style you have your font color, right? And you also, we can make the font color bold, increase the font color size here. So 11, okay. Apply state hover. So let's say someone is hovering over the board. So we will say that fill color will become this color. Okay. So when someone is hovering, and in case of hovering, the font color will become, if it is becoming dark, then font color will become light. Just give an example. So this way you can optimize these values, right? And obviously there is a lot to learn here. We can also enable shadow, disable shadow, we can enable glow, whatever you want, right? This is something that you can do. This is just an example here. And we have a lot of space, so we can increase the button size. So this page navigator is there, and we will copy and bring it to both the pages. Here customer analysis dashboard is the selected, so only this one can be selected. Here sales, we are on this is showing, this is the current page, right? Sales overview. So you can go to customer analysis dashboard. Now when we will publish this report to Power BI report server, so we will publish to Power BI report server, and when you will view this report, then this page navigation will work, right? Now, as we created top 15 products by total revenue, the first thing that we are going to create here are top 15 customers by revenue. Okay. First of all, we will remove this. So we will go to description and here we will add customer ID. Okay. On x-axis, we have n number of customers. We will remove description. Customer ID is, we will select, because it is showing the customer ID as a number. So because customer ID here is a number, numeric value. So we will select and its format is whole number. let's say general. Let's try with general first and go there. And if this will not work, we will simply go to, which is a better option. We go to transform data, and in transform data, we go to customer ID, which is 123 means number. We say right click and we say change data type to text. It is asking, do you want to change the column type, replace current or add new step? I'm saying replace. So now it's text. Don't forget to close and apply. Okay. Now it is applying the entire thing and changing it as text. Now you have this type of chart here. It is now considering it as a text value, and this customer ID blank is showing maximum because obviously this can be because of error or some cases. So blank customer where we don't have any customer ID. This may be because of, let's say, customer came and ordered online or something where customer ID was acquired, but customer was anonymous. Okay. So if you want to keep this, now it is showing customer ID is all. Okay. Here we will do basic filtering. You can see we have a lot of blank values. So one thing is something that you can say we don't want blank. So you will get display, you will values will be displayed like this. Or if you want to see blank, let's consider it as an anonymous customer. So here you will go to top and filtering, and let's say top 15, and instead in by value we will say revenue, apply filter, right? And this is our first chart for customers. We will just go and enable the title as top 15 customers by revenue. And here in visual, we will go to columns and select a theme color like this here. Apply to all categories. Okay. Now, next thing is we have to find average basket size, that is average quantity per invoice. So for that, we will create an average basket size empowered by using DAX. So create a new measure for average basket size using the average X function. Here we are using values and sum. Values means your table name and invoice number retrieve all unique invoice number values, that is in individual transaction, and sum quantity calculates the total quantity for each invoice number. Average X take the average of sum across all unique invoices. So this way we will be able to create the average basket size, and this average basket size is nothing but average quantity per invoice number. So for this, let's go and go to modeling tab and create a new measure and write average basket size. Remember our table name is retail, so we will write retail here. If your table name is something different, make sure you are writing the same table name here. And now we have the average basket size, and obviously total revenue is something we can keep here, but here we will keep the average basket size, and here we will use the display unit million. So 5 million is not correct, but first let's understand. Let's say we have invoice number 112. Okay, giving you an example here. Unique number of invoice numbers are 2, 1 and 2. Quantity in invoice number 1 is 10 and 5, that is 15, right? And in invoice number 2 is 8. So average basket size will be 15 plus 8 divided by 2, the number of unique invoices. So we have adjusted the formula. The formula is divide sum of retail quantity. So in divide, obviously you divide numerator with denominator. So numerator will be total quantity and distinct count of invoices, right? Total distinct invoice counts, and that is now coming as 200. So this is the average basket size. We also have, in this case, you can see minus 80,995, etc. So this may be because of some error or some calculation mistake that we will see later. But when you get a retail data set and you have to see average basket size, this is the way you can create it. Next, we can find out country-wise customer distribution. So here we try to find out average of revenue by country, top 5. So first of all, we'll remove this average of revenue. We have customer ID. Here we can use count of or count distinct customer ID. Like you can see from Australia we have 9, Denmark we have 9, etc. So this is count of customer ID, and here one filter will be there that country is top 5 by average. So we will just do basic filtering and select all. So here you can see, as we have more number of orders from UK, we also have more number of you know customers also from UK. Here you can also do one more thing. For example, here you add a data field, for example country. So you can, obviously it was added. So in country, let's say everything is there. We can see that it is established in UK. We have most number of customers. So we select everything. Let's leave UK. If you want to see next, you know, top countries where you have most number of customers, you can select like this. Here you can make some changes, like this is country wise customer count, and after adding country wise customer count, we can also go to visual, and in bars we can select a different type of color. You can also define some kind of function here, a gradient function. In a gradient function we can use, let's say, if the value is lower, you select lighter green color. The value is higher, you select a dark green color. This way you can show, country wise count of customers. We can also do monthly count of customers. So here we have customer ID. So we can count customer ID per month, count distinct. This is distinct count of customer ID that this company has got per month. And you can see most of them that they have got is in November. And we will just try to change these colors for this particular case. So let's change the color as per this dashboard's theme. We can simply rearrange this as well, and here we have count of customers by month. So we will simply go to grid lines here, and we have all values. We will find color here. Let's select this. You can see this is a dynamic page. This menu is dynamic, so if you will add any page here, it will automatically be added in your data. Now we have customer analysis dashboard where you can see product wise performance, you can see country wise performance, right? This is what you can do, and on the basis of this you will be able to analyze your sales overview and customer analysis. Next we will run our report server and turn on the report server. start the Power BI report server that we installed in one of the previous videos. Report server is now active. Now, first of all, we will save this report. So we have saved this as online retail sales. You go to file and you export. If you want, you can export it as a Power BI template or export it to PDF, or you can save it as Power BI report server. Here we have the server ready, and it is asking us to give a file name. So on this server, we already have these files also. Now we are uh, putting another file here, and it will take some time to get published. And when you will click on it, you will be able to see your report. Let's view in full screen. So now we have sales overview here. You can see. So when you will click on sales overview, you will be able to analyze the sales. When you will be on customer analysis dashboard, you will be able to analyze customer analysis performance. Again, in this data set that we used, we have a few parameters only. There are parameters missing, like segments, product segments are missing, profit is missing. There we can also segment them by different type of regions or payment mode made, etc. But we have such kind of data set also. The whole purpose of this exercise was to show you how to publish a report on report server and how to create page navigation between different reports and arrange your reports with filters that are interactive. So this is something that you learn. I hope you like the tutorial. See you in the next tutorial. Please subscribe to our channel and like this video.